So today we're gonna do once again the Tomahawk challenge, where I try to throw a tomahawk off every single tee here in Parken, and the goal is to shoot at least a 900 rated round. So that is gonna be the goal for today, to shoot 2 under par. So let's get to it. I'll see you on hole 1. So we're starting off with hole 1, and today it is very much windy. So I'm going to try and throw my C-Flex Raptor fairly low so that the wind won't grab it too much. And we're just going to try and get inside the circle. That looks good. There's a putt there. Hey, so it's kind of tricky, so maybe I have to get out here. I think this works. That's the advantage of being a straddle putter, is that I don't really care if I have to straddle. Okay. Yeah, 1 down to start. Let's go. It's gonna take a bit more today, but we started off good on hole 1 with the birdie. So now the goal is to take the time lapse. We wanted to get down there and then either skip or just start naturally going left. Ooh, bit on the right side, but we got down to the corner and we should have an upshot from there. We can take our par, move on to hole 2. So basket is down there, and I've got a straight gap at it actually. The perfect job with just the koi tomahawk. Okay, a bit short. Brought my mini so I can get that extra little bit of distance. Yes, that's another par. Well, actually, that's my second par. Oh no, it's my first par. That is the first par. So hole 3. This is the most tomahawkable hole, I think, on the course, and probably the one hole where you should throw a tomahawk, where it makes the most sense, because it's the safest shot. And I'm gonna throw this Raptor I fell in. That's safe. Ideally, you'd want to be closer to the basket. This is definitely further out than I want to be. So I think we'll play it safe here, take the par. Just like that. Just like that. Our second par. So we're still 1 under, which I'm quite happy with, considering on these 3 holes, not always on the par. Hole 4 is 95 meters, 4 rows of trees. Before there's kind of a gap. You can't see it from here, but where you kind of have a bit of a entrance. So I think what we're gonna try and throw is try and aim for that, let it come in that way. Okay. What I meant was I'm going for the safe play. That is definitely doable. We'll have an upshot to save our par. Or, I mean, we'll have an upshot to take a par. Shouldn't be a savior. I do have 3 options. I could go for the jump putt, but usually I'm not good with Anheuser jump putts, and I might hit that tree. I have the little chip tomahawk with the koi, which I could give the basket a bit with, or I could just throw a sidearm, try to throw it in and get it on the backstop. I haven't really warmed up my sidearm. Yep. Par. These are the holes that are alright to get pars on. When I know I have a hole that is absolute death if you don't get out of the initial gap, I'll just resort to my tomahawks, because I know I can hit the gap almost every time. My options for hole 5 here, which is just straight and narrow, is either to throw left turning time lapse, or I try to throw the speed in felon, which I know has a bit less flip to it, but if I just release it a bit lower, I know I can get it to go further down. So that is kind of my thought process. For these kind of shots where the fairway is, pointed that way, I do like to kind of get a bit off to the side of the tee pad, because then I know that my aim and my tee pad geometry is going to be to that left side. Yeah, just like that. And as I said, and it rolled back to the fairway, which is actually perfect. I'm right around down the corner, so we'll have a pretty good chance of getting a birdie here. Disc golf players, they can throw a ball, and throwing a tomahawk is just, like throwing a ball over your head. So I think that the tomahawk is generally the best gap hitting option if your main concern is just hitting the gap. Looks like I have the wide option, which is going for stable tomahawk this way, but definitely the most optimal choices. Getting out to this fairway, and I'm the only player you'll see do this, but I've got this 14 speed, very understable Boreum from Luft, and I know if I just release it here, because it's so understable and I'm throwing it with not a lot of power, it'll just have a soft right turn and should get me to the basket. Oh, I hit that tree. We did hit this tree, and I think my aim was kind of to get the disc to fade out here, kind of skip and hit the ground, but we just missed it by a bit. It needed a bit more angle so that it would have been just right. But what's most important, and what kind of my philosophy to the game right now, is that if I am in circle 2 for birdie, I will almost never get a bogey, which means that I am probably gaining strokes on a lot of players. I think this seems like the crazy option, but the Anheuser putt is also just a bit sketchy. Again, good thing I'm a straddle player, or a straddle putter, because it makes it a lot easier for me to just adjust my stance a bit. So pop it out with Anheuser, just get it in. That is the thing I do a lot when I say I want to putt with Anheuser, is that instead of getting it on Anheuser, I'll just throw it more right, which isn't optimal. Oh well. I could just throw Tomahawk up and over, but since we are having a crosswind from the right, I'm afraid that the Tomahawk up over might just sail away out on the path, which I don't want. So I think just to be on the safe side, we'll try and throw like a skip Tomahawk, just straight at it, just to make sure we don't make the mistake of not accounting for the wind, because especially crosswinds is the most frustrating thing as a Tomahawk player, I think, because I'm never quite sure how it's going to take the disc. I'm going to throw the defender here, a bit less overstable option on the driver's side. Yeah, I think that'll do. I got to that left side. There's a bit of a jump putt. I could go for that. And it's a bit of Anheuser flat putt, which I, as previously seen, not always do successfully. Try to get a low spinner on it. And I just nail that gap. Oh, just sneak it in. Whew. 07. If you're one of my Instagram viewers, you can find my Instagram there. You'll know that we spend a lot of time on this hole. We've thrown a lot of tomahawks on this hole, especially. back when we did the Ace Challenge. You know that one of our best options for that shot is this Launcher OS, an overstable disc, but because it's domy, it has a quick flip, which makes it almost perfect for this shot. So I think normally I try and get it leftmost fairway, but with the wind, I think I should probably try and hit just slightly in the middle and maybe more hope that I get right of that tree that sticks out, even though usually I like to keep it in like fairway all the way. And there was that wind I talked about. Like, yeah, it's always difficult to judge because you can't really feel the wind here. But this is a doable putt. Am I outside 10? We'll walk it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Am I outside 10? That means I can get a little stepper. That straddle stepper, you know? Just pop it in there. Ready? And I left it high. I do have this little putt around the tree, which is a bit difficult. It's okay because I am a straddle putter. Just gonna make it over there. Yep. We take another par. So hole 8, the par 4. That's open and then goes into the forest. And I think usually my goal is to just go short and then go up and over. And I think we'll be doing that today as well, even though the wind is there. We'll just have to correct for that by throwing something more stable when we go up that high. Yeah, that should work. Really, anything that's far away enough from the forest is usually good to go. So the most important thing to be careful about here is that I don't let the wind catch it too much, because the wind is going to push it to the left because the crosswind is from the right. So I think we're going to take C-Flex Raptor. We'll try and get it a bit more right than the basket actually is, and then hope that I expect the wind to push it back to the left. Oh, yeah. You know, I said I would do the thing, and then I didn't really do the thing, which is slightly unfortunate, to say the least. I didn't really feel like I had a lot of power in that as well. I have maybe 40, 50 meters to the basket, and I'm gonna pull out the Boreum, a 14-speed driver. So I think if I just get it that way with a bit of pop, and the way I want to control like how far it goes is more throwing it down, because then I'll let it skip in and it'll lose a lot of the power it would have. So just get it low, and we should be able to get up and have at least a putt to save the par. I would like to get, I've gotten just a bit left of that tree, but nothing to do about that now. Do I want to go this side or this side? I think if I place down the mini and then go, just remove that, go this side, then do a bit of a step. I think that's our best option. Getting in there. Almost. Damn. We'll grab ourselves a bogey, and we will just have to catch 2 more birdies. Okay, hole 9. This one is a bit funny. Usually my play here is a firmer. But it is the Tomahawk challenge, and we're gonna have to make it Tomahawk work. It's not Tomahawk is not the worst thing to throw here. I just don't do it a lot. But it's gonna be something stable and high that just falls out and just pans to the right all the way. And I think standstill is the right amount of power. Oh, that was pretty good. I got a bit on the inside, but it managed to scoot all the way up there. Slight bit long of the pin, which is actually kind of impressive because it must have gotten like a good skip on the end. Bit short. Stop rolling. We'll take a par. And we will move on to hole 10. So my play is kind of to play like a low skipper through the main gap. And there's a Mando on the right, which I have to go left off. Oh, that faded away in the forest. The wind kind of caught it and pushed it left. All right, that works. We got out on the other side, which was the important part. So we just have to make this little 7-meter putt to save our par. Nope. It is extra windy and it's kind of a head crosswind. So I think we're gonna disc up. Oh, that's not nowhere near the island. Oh, roll. Please. We're gonna have to try and save this one, I think. But we can't risk going out of bounds. Double bogey would kill the run, definitely. Nope. It is finally time for a hole with a tailwind. Gonna throw the Jake Wolf Nuke OS's ESP flags. Yes. Oh, that is such a good shot. Sometimes, you know, just gotta channel your inner Jake Wolf. Woo! Birdie. We have made it to hole 13. All balls least filmable hole. Goes downhill, so you're not able to see the basket. And usually it's dark in here and light on the outside, so the light changes so much that you can't see the disc as soon as it gets out. So you'll just have to do with my expert narration of this shot. But basically what we're trying to do, because there's a tree on the right side of the basket, which is up the hill, my goal is to throw a low tomahawk that goes right off that tree and then skips over to the basket. We're trying to get something flat, this Nuke OS, and we want to hit it this angle, maybe a bit more this angle, but a good amount of angle, and then just letting it ride over and skip to the basket, hopefully. But we're +1, so we're starting to need some birdies. We did get that tap in on hole 12, which was awesome. So make sure we get this one as well. It is well shaped for a tomahawk, I think. It's one of the better shaped for it. Just gotta hit it right. I didn't keep it in the air enough. You gotta get it high enough that it gets down there. But if you get it too high, it will swing over. So I was a bit too low. We'll have a circle's edge putt. I think we're just a bit further that tree. We'll see if we can jam one and get back to even. So we did actually get a bit of roll, which means we're more in line with the basket, which I prefer, considering we could be putting downhill again. This is outside the circle, so we're gonna see if we can maybe get a putt at this. Get those hands warm. No, it's too high. Ah, I hit that nice putt on hole one, and then I've been kind of cruising inside 6 meters, but not had the long putts today. Not today. So we're left with a bit of work here, but should be manageable. Do you guys prefer having something in your offhand when you putt? I found that I like having that. I don't know if it makes any difference, but it's just, the comfort of it. Let me know if you putt with or without stuff in your offhand, like a disc or maybe a towel. I've seen towels as well. That is something that probably doesn't make a difference, but probably psychological. Let me know. Let's get this pop up. Yeah, there we go. That was center. That was right where I wanted it to be. So, hole number 14. The hardest hole in the course because it has a tunnel and the wind is different in the first bit of the tunnel and the second bit of the tunnel. So, Jake Wolf did me good. We'll give him another rip. And generally, I want to try and keep this in the right side. So we have the option to throw another tomahawk. Whoa, I left that way on the wrong side. Didn't come out. So the second shot here is a bit pinched off, to be honest. And I don't really trust the wind. I think we're going to throw Mr. Raptor again. And the goal is to kind of just get it not over the trees, but this has a bit of left finish if I just let it. So just throw it a bit right at the basket and hope that it comes in as soon as she's walked past. That should be perfect. Well, I think I might actually be a bit short, but the result we wanted, and we have a birdie putt on hole 14, which is a lot better than you can expect most days. So, good job. Thank you, Jake. So when I said short, I meant not a lot, apparently. Decent shot. Oh, that was high. I could feel that stick to my hand. But we are once again even. Pretty happy about that. Almost there. So, the one thing that has changed since we played this challenge last is that there's a new tee pad for hole 15, which is here in the forest to the left. Bad thing about that is that there's not really an up and over option anymore from the short tee pads. So I think what we're gonna try and do, basket is up to the right in this position. If it was in the straight on position, it would have been perfect tomahawk skip shot, but it's not really a good option for this. So we're gonna try and skip it right off the tree in the middle and just have like a circle's edge putt. Oh, I cooked that over. But I do prefer throwing tomahawks or upshots and stuff in these challenges. There's just not really a good option for it here. So we're gonna approach with the Berg X. Well, I cooked that a bit long, but there should be a putt. We should be able to get a par and move on. Straddle putting, it's very nice. I like straddle putting. And I think the reason why I started straddle putting is because I ended up in so many situations where I had to straddle putt anyways. So it just made sense to practice it. Hole 16, not the most tomahawkable hole, but I think that it is very decent. Short tees are short enough or far out enough that you can't get the height for a tomahawk. So it does work out. It's just difficult if I don't slip. I think we're gonna throw the Rask. I don't bring this out a lot anymore. I used to throw it all the time because it's very straight and I'll get like 80 meters every time. Hopefully the wind doesn't pick it up too much. We should be able to just get ourselves inside the circle. Come on, roll. Okay, we have us inside the circle putt. So there's a birdie putt here that we should be able to put down. No, oh, that was our chance. Just gonna tap that in quickly. We are rapidly running out of power on my phone. So we're in quick play mode. Hole 17, the monster of a hole. And we're gonna throw Jake Wolf again. We just need to get up there as soon as they have crossed the fairway. Much distance as possible. Yep, that should do. In the middle. Ready for shot number 2. Got a good shot here. I am rapidly running out of power, and I think we might even not make it to hole 18. We'll do our best here. See if we can get the birdie here. Then get back. Nope, not quite. That's gonna have to be a par, I think. So we finally made it to hole 18, and as you might be able to notice, it is slightly more gray, and that is because this is in fact 2 days later. And as I was saying, my camera was running out of power, and after my shot on 17 it ran out of power, so came out now 2 days later, and we're gonna see if we can finish this challenge. We are at even coming into hole 18, so if we have 3 holes and we need to get 2 birdies, and these are 3 very gettable birdies, I would say, so we're gonna see if we can get them. Goal here is to get up on the hill, make sure that we have an open look to throw a tomahawk. I'm gonna throw the Wolf Nugo S. It has a little bit less of a long fade, so it will finish more to the left. Just aim it at the left side and let it come over. Just like that. Yep. Nice. I'm gonna try and see if we can put this up to the opening. So we ended up a bit more left than I think we would like to be. So we're just gonna try and get it up to the basket. Make sure we have a putt for the birdie. That should be perfect. About a 6-meter putt. Actually a bit of a longer putt than I expected, but we should do this. It's a headwind putt. Got to take that into account. Come on, for birdie. Nope, I threw it into the hazard. Stayed safe of the hazard, so we'll have this for par. Which means we are gonna have to birdie the last 2. We're gonna have to get 2 tomahawk birdies on the 2 last holes. 20 I'm okay with, but 19 is gonna be very difficult. It's into a headwind. I think we probably need to disc up, get the raptor out, make sure that we commit. That's gonna be a tough putt. Now we have this 13 meter putt. We gotta catch the birdie to keep the dream alive unless we get an ace on hole 20, which I don't think is on the cards today. And of course it's still into a ripping side wind, but we're gonna try. Nope, that's gone. Oh well, ace on 20 it is. Still gotta make this putt though, which is no gimme. Nope. So we're now 1 over, unfortunately. So unfortunately, with that bogey, it means that even with an ace, we won't make the goal. But we can still beat last time's goal of going even. So I think we're gonna try and do that. And my preferred line here is low tomahawk skipper and just let it come in there with heat. Hopefully hit something, leave us with a putt. I think that's a half putt, so we should be good. So we're left with this putt behind this bush, which is actually quite annoying because it's going to be right in the swing. We do something. I think it's going to have to be something a bit high. Come on, one more birdie. Nope. Well, I guess that will conclude yet another Tomahawk challenge. And sucks not to meet the goal, but I feel like we had the chances out there and we threw some good tomahawks off the tee. We just couldn't quite connect on the putting and the op shots. And I think if we do this again, I'll be able to hit a goal under par. So I guess let me know if you want to see me try this again. Remember to subscribe if you like this and leave a comment what you thought. And I will see you in the next video.